For the television talk show Issues here in the Golden Triangle area, Columbus. But you know, we own in 4 states, Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, and Arkansas. And we have a familiar face on the show today, Colin. No, it's Kylan. Kylan, man, you remember him from back in the days doing the packet. We used to work together hands-on, man, with the packet, and we've done a couple other things together, even with the events that he have on his block in his neighborhood. You know, always giving back, trying to do positive things to help people who are in need at certain times. Welcome to the show. How are you feeling, Mr. Krieger?
I'm doing well. How about you?
Krieger.
Mr. Krieger.
Krieger. Man, talk to me, man. The pandemic has been off the chain, should we say. And you're doing so many things and spearheading so many different things in the Golden Triangle. How does that make you feel, man? How did you move around during the heavy part of COVID?
Man, I stayed locked down for the first 4 weeks. My wife had just been recovering from breast cancer and chemotherapy, so I was more scared, or as scared as everybody else. And then as it started opening up, you know, it helped me a little, just like it helped you. If you're the online personality in a community or whatever, and you can get some business. I was already used to doing videos of houses and selling houses from a distance.
Virtual.
And getting a lot of people from out of town, so, you know, I was one of the only shows to watch in town.
Really?
It all started,
I mean, you had some excitement going on each and every time you did a post. Man, again, that's hectic, what's going on. And now, man, politics is really a big issue right now, man. What are your thoughts and take on politics from Columbus, Mississippi to the White House?
Man, when you know the White House made everybody get hooked on watching something every day, waiting for something to happen
CNN,
every day. And as you know, that show with the last president ended when he wasn't on TV every day after the pandemic. I think people were starving for something new. And so I think that's part of the reason we've seen more people involved in the political spectrum locally here this year, which is a good thing. Like the crime meetings and stuff are a good thing, but as you and I both know, man, it's been every February and March for the last 7 or 8 years. We have another crime.
And the thing about crime is that crime is going to be here when we're dead and gone. I mean, you can ease it or slow it down, but you can't stop. How can you stop crime? I mean, honestly, you cannot zero 100% crime. I mean, how?
No, and, you know, statistically speaking, nationwide, it's the safest time ever to be alive. But, you know, we're still in rural Mississippi. You know what I mean? And whenever you have people, whether it's middle class and upper class, any people who live in different income levels next to each other, there's going to be some crime. In Starkville, they have break-ins. In Tupelo, they have break-ins and shootings. So stuff's going to happen, and especially when it's tough economic times for some and good for others. People are going to have to act up to get some money.
Yep, and things happen, man. And again, politics itself as a whole, what do you think about politics now?
I think the worst part about it is that when people run the party line, no matter what, Democrats and Republicans, it's worse the higher you go up, where if you don't vote with us, they'll kick you out. They'll kick you out of the whole caucus or whatever. And that goes on the state level. Luckily, we don't see it that much in the city, where you know, at least the council, most of the time they vote their conscience, you know. But you know, when you go to the state, especially the national government, I think that's the worst thing that's changed in the last 20 years, is you can't have, if you dissent at all from the party line, they'll kick you off all their little boards and all that. They won't let you play ball at all.
Man, and so what do you think about being an independent candidate versus being a Republican or a Democrat? What would you say about independent candidates?
I'd love to see more of them. I think the most important, I think a lot of people throw up independent thing because they don't believe in everything one side or the other does, but then sometimes they don't do a good job of messaging what they believe. They say, well, I'm not all that, or I'm not one thing, and nobody is, you know, but sometimes you got to hook onto a party to win, especially the local level, you know.
So, do you think it's a good thing to be independent, or do you,
I wish everybody was an independent, you know.
So, because you want to have a title then, I guess?
You want to talk to me like I'm somewhat socially liberal. I'm libertarian in the fact that I don't think the government should be paying for the primaries for Democrat and Republican parties. I don't know like why a private party gets government money for that.
Right.
That's how far I am on that side of it. I just think I'd love for everybody to run in one big puddle, and then we pick a couple, 3 guys to run, and then they can run, and then you get down to the final 2 and go for it.
Man, I tell you, something interesting here. We'll be right back in just a moment with Mr. Creeper. Colin, I call him now. He know I always call him certain things, but hey, we'll have the television talk show issues.
Tupelo and surrounding areas, we are back. Southeastern Rodeo Association, Bud Light and Cinch present the Tupelo Golden Triangle Open Rodeo. Saturday, June 5th, 7:30 p.m. at the Bancorp South Arena. See calf roping, bronc riding, ladies barrel racing, team roping, ladies breakaway roping, and bull riding. And performing live, it's Big Yayo. Saturday, June 5th, 7:30 p.m. at the Bancorp South Arena. Tickets at the box office and Ticketmaster. The Tupelo Golden Triangle Open Rodeo. Get all the info at SERodeo.com.
For the television talk show issues here, having a great time with a very familiar face, man. I tell you, he's all over the place doing positive things, giving back, helping people whenever he gets a chance. And plus, he has a voice in the community. He really does, man. I tell you, you living on the north side of town and the town hall meeting taking place, different activities are taking place on north side, south side, in different areas of the Golden Triangle area. The town hall meeting, what did you get out of that took place here at the Trotter Convention Center?
I thought Leroy had a great basis I love for the whole Crime Task Force Committee. Like he said, they're doing something different with Dr. Sherry Labatt being involved and other people where they're picking the best areas. I like that he's got a perception committee because my biggest thing is there were tons of people at that meeting saying everything's horrible. We're working with blight. The city's falling apart. Meanwhile, last year, the Columbus City School District, which is a real estate area, was the fastest growing in the whole Golden Triangle.
Right.
Like, not a lot of new houses, but the property values are up the most. And this year, they're up like crazy.
Man.
But the narrative is always, we're going to die, everything's horrible, everybody's getting shot. And I think part of that reason is, in my opinion, once again, we're the 13th largest state in the country. We're in rural Mississippi. They're not bringing the Sam's Club here.
Correct.
But it's just not going to happen.
Right.
It's maybe years from now it'll happen, I hope.
Right.
But that being said, within a tennis ball's bounce of each other, you got the biggest weekly paper in the state, which
Yes.
focuses on a lot on crime. You got, I think, the 3rd or 4th biggest daily paper in the state. We get the 3rd or 4th biggest TV station in the state.
Yes.
All right there. So when somebody gets shot, it's pretty easy to drive down the road here,
Right, yes.
as opposed to go out and look in the middle of nowhere. And I think that's part of the reason that we get the perception of,
Right, being a...
you're going to get shot.
Right. And it's not even like that. I mean, just think about bigger cities, bigger markets. I mean, it happens every day, all day long. So, things happen here in the Golden Triangle area, but it's a great place to live. I mean, you left New Orleans, not like you came here voluntarily, but
Yeah.
I mean, the change was different, but you made your way, you made a foundation to actually do what you do here in the Golden Triangle area. And you spoke on houses and property. You being a realtor, how does that go hand in hand? Selling homes, rebuying home. I mean, you do a lot of things with homes. And you're always on the list, on the top 10 or the top 30. I mean, how does that make you feel?
Well, I'm proud because I'm from here, and especially this last year, I've gotten even busier in a time when other people are slower. And it takes a lot of trust for people to call you for that, and I'm not from here.
Right,
So I'm
correct.
not going to get my aunt's house or my nephew's house. or
You
whatever.
might just be a people person.
I'm a people. Well, if you got to, whatever it is, grow where you're planted or whatever. We're here. We made a decision we weren't leaving, and at some point we said we're just going to throw parties till everybody knows us. We're going to help out whoever we can help out.
And you have totally done that. I mean, from Zaxby's? Zachary's, and everybody get that name, but it's downtown Columbus, great food, great service. And Doug, you and Doug are always doing different things together. Rhonda Sanders, you guys are always collabing. I think Jamie Shields helps out with you guys sometimes. What you guys do in the community is such a great thing, so just hats off to you guys. And again, Glenda Buckhalter with the City of Columbus with the community outreach, she does a lot of different things, giving back, finding. I mean, it's such a beautiful thing, man. And again, you doing houses, and how long have you been selling houses?
About 6.5 years.
So are you a brokerage or a broker, or you just
I
actually...
work for Remax now. I'm a broker, but they're the brokerage that I work for. Yeah.
Cool. So is it easier to get homes now versus how it used to be, or...
So if you said the easiest time ever to get a house is before the crash, so like 2005, almost anybody could get a house.
Right.
But right now, it's fairly easy. You probably gotta have above a 600 credit.
But they got
score.
all kinds of ways to take you through classes, seminars, and everything.
And there's
to get you a home.
there's 2 different no money down loans.
Right.
Loans.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like again,
and in the rural area,
all
the
of
rural,
Lowndes County.
I'm saying the rural area. They can even have a plan for rural area homes.
Yeah, the whole USDA rural loan is for all of Lowndes County.
Right. Man, if they wanted to find you, Colin, buy a home, purchase a home, or be curious about how to get a home or to fix their credit or whatever, give them a number. What's your number?
329-SOLD. That's my phone number. That's my license plate. It's my website. It's my kid's middle name. It's my dog's name.
All that good stuff.
329-SOLD.
329-SOLD. 329. And that little nice car you got.
7653.
You say you was gonna let me borrow that car.
Yeah, I'll let you run my little smart car.
Yeah, your little smart car.
You just pull it back in the carpet a couple times.
Man, I gotta get on that. But to close this interview out, you dealing with a wife, taking care of her, as you have this busy schedule, fighting cancer, getting over cancer, dealing with it. How do you carry yourself so strongly dealing with that and having 3 beautiful girls?
Well, no, watch out. Those girls are getting teenagers.
I saw that.
Don't let anybody know about that.
Right, yeah, they're growing up.
No, when you got a wife at home like that who's that strong,
She's
going
man.
through that and raising those kids, like, you gotta work. You better work. And she's been, everything I do, she's behind.
She's been your backbone ever since.
She lets me throw parties in my backyard. She lets me cause trouble. You know, so...
you get in good trouble. Good trouble. Man, well, that's a good thing, man. Again, we'll keep her in our prayers as always. You know, I still call her boss lady, you know, from our packet days. But again, man, it's been such a pleasure to have you on the show today, man. It's been very interesting. Again, can they find you on Facebook if they want to buy a home as well? Or, or anything of that nature?
Colin Krieger. If you type in Colin, there ain't no
Spell
other Colin.
that name because, you know, I always screw it up.
COLINKRIEGER.
Do you have to do your eyes like that when you say the name?
I said the charm.
Man, we'll be closing the show out here shortly. Leroy Brooks will be coming on the show to talk about the up-and-coming Juneteenth celebration here at Sim Scott Park in Columbus. Plus, Mayor's Day, Fun Day is going to be going on at Sim Scott Park May the 22nd, Saturday. It's going to be going on today. Check it out, man. Sim Scott Park, Rick Don't Go Mason to be there, Love on to be there, free food, free hot dogs, meet and greet, so many great things going on in the community. Again, Leroy Brooks coming up to talk about the Juneteenth Festival, and hey, I might get a few takes on what he think about politics and the town hall meeting as well. Colin, can you look in that camera and say issues?
If you want a reliable cleaning service, Kids Cleaning Service is the answer. If you want the job done right, Kids Cleaning Service is the answer. You want your carpet smelling good and looking good, Kids Cleaning Service is the answer. You want your barbershop clean, Kids Cleaning Service is the answer. You want your school buses clean, Kids Cleaning Service is the answer. 662-549-2825. You want your church to be COVID safe before reopening, Kids Cleaning Service is the answer. You want your house to be clean, you want your office space to be clean upside down, Kid Cleaning Service is the answer.
1812 Short Main Street in Columbus, Mississippi.
662-549-2825.
Kids Cleaning Service. Let us make your place safe and reliable to come to. Let us clean your office, your business, your barbershop, your beauty salon, your church, your home, your factory, whatever the case may be. Kid Cleaning Service specializes in COVID cleaning. Call us today.
662-549-2825. Maurice Kidd is the man. Give him a call to take care of all your janitorial and carpet cleaning needs.
And we're live, and we're back for the television talk show Issues. Just like I promised you, we will have Leroy Brooks, one of the supervisors here in the county in the Golden Triangle. And plus, you already know Juneteenth, Davonair, what I want to call it, man. It's going to go down this year, June 18th and 19th, Sim Scott Park, 20th Street North in Columbus. Great lineup, y'all. Look out for it. Listen out for it. It'll be coming up real soon. Professor Brooks, what I call him. I call him Professor. Welcome to the show. How you doing today?
I'm doing great. Good to be on the show.
Man, I tell you, man, such a pleasure to have you on here. You always educate us whenever we bring you on the show and inform us about what's going on. Man, it's politics right now, and everybody's talking about politics from the White House to Columbus, Mississippi. What are your thoughts on political stance right now, today's time?
Well, I think that we have to be very vigilant, especially African Americans, because after the presidential election is that a lot of us are celebrating stimulus checks and other things, which is fine, needed it. A lot of people were suffering, but we need to be cognizant of the fact that the Republican Party in this country is trying to take us back to a post-Reconstruction area where when black folks had accomplished a lot of things, what we're witnessing around the country is a new effort for voter suppression, taking away voting rights. We are witnessing, just think about in 17 states, Republican governors are saying, look, we're not going to allow you to get that $300. You've got a Supreme Court that's very conservative, and so we have some difficult days ahead in trying to just stay where we are. So, I think that this country is headed on a collision course with the very notion of democracy and some sense of fair play, but there is certainly a blatant effort to diminish some of the gains we've made as African Americans, and they will affect African Americans more directly than any other group.
Yeah, man. So again, politics is really a hot topic right now. And again, from the White House to the city of Columbus, so many things are going on. The town hall meeting that took place on last week, should I say the other day, what were your thoughts after the meeting from hearing from the actual people, the residents here in the Golden Triangle?
Well, the first thing, I'm pleased that it was decent and in order. But I think people have some very legitimate concerns, is that people are concerned. All of us should be concerned when you have arbitrary shooting, drive-bys, is you want to live removed from fear. You don't want to be walking down the street, think somebody's going to shoot you. Now, the one thing that did disappoint me, I wanted more African Americans there
To be there.
to talk about the issues in their community, because we're the one being shot. Our houses are the one being shot up.
Right.
And so what's happening, there's a whole lot of activities in the African American community, and we're the quietest. And so I think we've got to speak up and let the officials and other people know that we are concerned. And as part of the Crime Prevention Task Force, we've got a pretty good group that's going to come up with some ideas, but ultimately it's going to be left up to the mayor and city council to try and implement.
And my thoughts, not to stop you, my thoughts on crime and different things, shooting and violence, it's going to be here when we're dead and gone.
Right.
I mean, you can ease it.
Right.
Have it been stopped anywhere in the world?
Well, no, and the fact is, Rick, if I want to shoot you, there is nothing the police department can do.
Again, right, correct.
The best they can do is arrest me after I shoot you.
Right, so again, that's what I'm saying. So it doesn't matter who's in office or who's in charge of this, because crime is going to take place.
It's going to take place, and we have to understand some of the symptoms of our community, and I mean the total community. When you've got poverty, lack of education, and lack of things, what people got to understand, we've got to put some money to address the symptoms.
So you guys have teamed up with the school system as well, Dr. Labat.
Well, Dr. Labat's on the committee, and she's over the education committee in terms of what she thinks there are things that the school system can do, and that's the one committee that's already finished their report. When kids reach a certain age and get involved, there's not much you're going to be able to do.
Correct.
But let's look at these young kids. Let's provide them with some viable recreation programs, some other activities. I'm not concerned about people saying, well, they're from a single-parent home. Not all children from a single-parent home are doing bad things.
Right, correct.
There are children from a two-parent home.
And got plenty of money. And it's the kids who are spoiled to a certain extent, have always seemed to be the ones that are out there, taking a chance or trying this or that experience thing because they're bored. They've done everything.
Spoiled is a good word. I think sometimes we try and substitute giving things rather than showing love. And some kids do grow up thinking they're privileged to do whatever they want to.
Correct.
So it's a litany of issues that we've got to look at, but you can't blame me as an elected official. You can't blame the mayor. You can't blame the police department.
You can't blame
because there are a host of things. So we have to look at what we can do to try and diminish some of what's happening.
Ease some of it. Right, and then you said something about recreational, giving kids more things to do, Nowadays, Mr. Brooks, Professor, should I say, they're off into electronics, games on television. Games on the games, the hand games. So the phones nowadays, kids at the age of 2 and 3 have cell phones playing games, and the parents can't get the phones out of their hands. So do you choose to be outside in the sun, or do you choose to be inside the house having a, you know?
Well, I've got a granddaughter just turned 10.
So you understanding what I'm saying?
She comes to stay with me. She's on the phone. I have to say, come and talk to Grandpa.
Right.
Before she got the phone, we were interacting. We were doing.
So you understand what I'm saying?
I understand. You know, and one of the downsides of these children with all these phones, they may be technologically savvy, may be smart, but they're not going to develop people skills. They're not going to know how to interact with people. So we have to look at the total gamut when we begin to talk about where we are in this country. It's not just Columbus, it's everywhere.
All over the world.
It's a universal thing that we've got to stop and recognize that this town is not our mama's town anymore. It's not our daddy's. It's a whole new generation, and we've got to be prepared to listen to them, understand some of the things that they're thinking, and we've got to put some things in place that will allow them to do some of what they want to do, and yet at the same time be productive citizens.
Man, hold that thought. We'll be right back in just a moment after these television commercial breaks. Hit us up 662-386-6064 if you have an issue, or either email us at issuestalkshow@gmail.com. We'll be right back in just a moment for the television talk show. Issue.
Hi, my name is Latoya Gavin. I work at The Perfect Pair, and I buy all of my hair products from Hair For You.
What's up, y'all? This is Lacey.
Bundles, closures, and frontals, Justine.
What's up, y'all? This from Frog Barbershop. I buy my barber supply from
Hair For You.
Hi, my name is Laisha Oatmeal. I'm the owner of Miss Shishi's Hair Salon, and I buy my products from Hair For You.
New braid hair, Queen Bee, Bobby Bones.
Somebody say rainbow.
Expressions. New track hair, Empire Straight, Empire Loose, D, Purple Pack. Milky Way, 27-piece. Empire, 27 and 28-piece. New Crockett hair, Bobby Boss New Locks, Bobby Boss Butterfly Locks, Fox Locks, Free Stress.
Cool human Brazilian
Free
hair.
Stress, Prelude, new wigs, new
Basketball purses, money purses. Either ones, we got them.
when you step out. So come on, step into
Hair For You.
and step out looking like that new lady you wanted to become. Lay away right now. Hair For You. Tell them Rick Don't Go Mason sent you. Hair For You is here for you.
And we're closing out this interview here. It's been a great show today, man. Again, we had Kylan Krieger, that's what I call him, on the show earlier. A very community active guy that always trying to give back and help people in the community who's in need. And that's a great thing. And he spoke earlier on the show about the town hall meeting, his thoughts, and the committee of what you guys have put together. He feels strongly about it's going in a positive direction. You guys have all the dots and T's in place. And again, we thank you for coming on the show today to inform us about your thoughts about political thoughts and things that are going on in today's society. Any final thoughts, final remarks you would like to leave with the people here today?
Well, I just think that people have to educate themselves about the issues. And we've got to be more active. You know, one of the things that if you're going to be a change agent in your community, you have to wake up every morning understanding there's a struggle out there, and that you can't shift the blame on one or two people, that we're all in this together. So if we want to make an effective change in our community and improve the quality of life, we all got to take a part, is to try and do that, however little it may be, because it's better when we're all in it together.
And I couldn't leave the show today with not asking you about the county. You've been a supervisor, board of supervisors, the removal of the statue here in front of the Lowndes County courthouse. What's all taking place now, being that you guys got to that point?
Well, you know, they haven't totally taken it down, but they're moving in that direction. You know, the county is functioning fairly well. We have bumps in the roads, but we try and work through them. We're looking at the building of a major sportplex west of the river, and of course I have some concerns because I want to make sure that it's something that the total community can benefit, not a select group.
Correct.
You know, we're going to be getting almost $11.5 million from the American Relief Fund.
Okay.
I want to make sure that that money is spent in
Appropriately,
totality
in the right way,
throughout the community. That's going to be beneficial to everyone and not just a few people. But you know, it's going real good. We're going to have redistricting coming up pretty soon, where we redraw the lines for the next 10 years in terms of population shifts. So, you know, we're moving gradually through these things, and, you know, we are agreeing and sometimes disagreeing, but all in all, we're moving forward. And my whole concern is, at the end of the day, that we should leave the community better than what we found it. And that's my goal as an elected official.
Okay, and last thing, I got to get you out of here because we're losing, or not losing time, but using a lot of time. That's good stuff coming from the county.
Yeah.
The allegations about Mr. Sanders, Harry Sanders, how are some of the board members feeling about the allegations?
Well, everyone is quiet on that. It's one of those topics that people don't talk much about. It's going to have to play itself out in
if the table had been on the other side, or the shoe had been on the other side, it'd been all over.
Well,
I hadn't seen any media outlet about it, but only once or twice.
Well, it's probably right, but it's one of those kind of topics that people don't talk a lot about.
Sensitive.
Whisper about, and we're just going to see how it play out in court.
Hey man, can you look in that camera and say issues?
Issues.
This is what the show is about, man. Again, check us out. 4 states: Mississippi, Alabama, Tennessee, and Arkansas. 662-386-6064 if you got an issue, or either email us if you got an issue. And if you want to be on the show, want to be a sponsor, be a part of our show, hit us up, 662-386-6064. We'll see you next week. Same time, same place. For the Television Dog Show. Issues.
If you're looking for the best of both worlds, GTA and surrounding areas, get ready. Soul and Blues Fest is on its way Sunday, June the 13th, 2021, with a major lineup. And it's all going on at the Columbus Fairgrounds. Highway 69 South. Gates open up at 2 p.m. and showtime starts at 4 p.m. Starring Abel Hollywood, Fat Daddy, Adrian Bagger, Magic Wand, and L.J. Eccles. Plus many more to be added on the show. Sound provided by DJ Lawbone. The show is hosted by none other than the legendary Rick Go Mason and Dr. D. This is one show you don't want to miss. Bring your lawn chairs, bring your tents. It's going to be an all-day afternoon event. For tickets, Starkville, A Touch of Love Barbershop, Aberdeen, The Underground, West Point, Golden Shears Barbershop, and in Columbus, Half for You Beauty Supply Store. Tickets are only $35 in advance, $50 at the gate. For more information, call 662-549-9646 or 601-421-2022. This is another SDMG and Southern Soul production.
Hope you've enjoyed the show today. Been a lot of exciting things going on. Mr. Colin Krieger was on the show earlier, plus Leroy Brooks, one of the supervisors from the county here in the Golden Triangle area. Again, we thank you for tuning in to the show. Coming up, a lot of great events coming up in the Golden Triangle area. Again, the Juneteenth is coming up June 19th. Also, June 5th, Bancorp South Center, the Black Rodeo. It's going to be off the chain. You can go online and buy your tickets. It's going to be a family fun event going on June 5th. I'll be there. Big Yayo will be there. Black girls, black boys on cow horses. That's going to be something serious. DJ Reggie is going to be there along with me as well. Plus, this is going to be a family event. You don't want to miss this event. Plus, coming up soon, 4th of July, Kevin Richardson live in Columbus, Mississippi, along with PY2, PC Band as well. I'll be hosting that event along with Love Bone. Plus, June 13th, it's going to be Major, Adrian Badger, Avell Hollywood, Magic Wand, Fat Daddy, Rick Don't Go Mason, Dr. Dre will be there as well. Southern Soul Production, and so much going on. Y'all don't want to miss none of these events on the way coming down the pipeline. Again, I want to encourage each and every one of you to be sure to go out and vote. June 8th, be sure, I don't care who you are, if you don't do nothing else, go vote. I can't tell you who to vote for, but be sure to go out and vote. It's the legendary Rick Don't Go Mason signing off for Issues Television Talk Show.